Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 3 here of the MRC Tier 1 League. I am your host, Kessa, and we are coming to you from a... I thought it was slightly overcast earlier, but it's looking nice and blue with a bit of cloud. Shanghai International Circuit here in China. And it's one of these tracks that it splits the opinions, in all honesty. I love it, so many people hate it, but there's so much to love about it. We'll show you what there is to love about it. And honestly, we're on board here with Texlave as he's about to start us off with a flying lap. Then in the Alpha, as you go down this long home straight, DRS wide open. As you come up towards this very tricky opening complex, 4 corners around here, and it sort of just ever tightens and tightens and tightens, and then just dips away from you as you go downhill, down through turn 3 here, power down. Kink here at turn 4, and keep that power down. Come up now to yet another kink at the end of the first sector of turn 5. Hard braking into the tight hair pin of turn 6. Great overtaking opportunity into that corner. Then you come to these S's, 7 and 8, and again we'll see some overtaking here if people can hang around the outside. And no video, there's the video. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, there we go. So still aboard here with Texlave. He's just going through turn 10, down a little straight down towards turn 11, and this is the end of the second sector. And now through turn 12, and it continues on round through turn 13, and into this long back straight. The entire track's 5.5k, or just shy of 5.5k, and this back straight and the home straight make up the majority of it. As you come now towards the break point, pick it perfect just before the 100 metre board. Little lock up there on the inside right, but gets away with it. Get that car back over to the right hand side. Little DRS detection point just there for the home straight. And then power down. DRS wide open once again. He's just run out of ERS before he gets there, and he does a 32.993. So just under the 33s on the medium tyres. And Casson immediately beats that with a 31.7. See if I just need to do some coughing. There we go. Right. So yeah, Casson beats it with a 31.7. Mark off it a bit. Brownie smashes Casson's time with a 31.2. Front 3 all on the soft tyres to start with. Now Pavel is actually currently the championship leader for Ferrari, only on 28 points. Not helped by Casson only racing once. He was the first winner back in Australia. Pavel picked up some decent points last time out in Bahrain. Let's have a look further back then. Let's have a look at Double G in the racing point as he's coming around this turn 13 onto this back straight once again. Section point for this DRS is just after turn 11. That's the little left-hander after the straights, or just as you get into sector 3, the little left-hander, and you do the long right-hander. That's just before you switch back to the right, really. I'll try and point it out next time we are there. Just aboard Double G, he's coming towards the end of his lap. Short, quick little corner. Down to 4th gear, power down again. He's run out of ERS. It's looking like a common theme. People need to up their ERS management. He's well off the pace there with a 33.1, especially on the softs. But what's done is done. Let's have a look further back. Is Mark go for another one? He's red fuel. Reggie there's the detection point just there. I don't believe Reggie's going for another one. It doesn't look like he is. So let's flip back a bit further. Salazar. In mode 5, he's actually going to come really low on ERS. He's actually going to run out along the straight, trying to get a toe there off row. Always a risky thing to do. He did run out of ERS towards the end of that straight, but shouldn't be too much from just yet. He might be coming in the pits anyway. So Ray in front of him is gone again. Let's see, did he beat his previous best? He hasn't. It was obviously a reinstallation lap. And Salazar beats Raggy then on his second attempt. Kai has also just started his second lap. Just going through turn 5 here. And so he'll be trying to do another one. Obviously these hard tyres can do a little bit of running. It's just that back end stepping out a little bit there for Kai through the tight turn 6. as he's just trying to get another banker lap in on these hard tyres before he's going to switch over to probably the mediums or softs. Based on the amount of runners we have today, you might get away with doing a medium to hard strategy for the race and starting inside the top 10. So we'll see how that works out. So far, best laps, top 4 all on softs. Texlave on the mediums, then the next 2 are on softs. And everyone else who has put in time has done it on the hard so far. But still on board here with Kai. He's gone through that turn 13. So crucial to get that corner bang on perfect, because you've got such a long straight. You make a little mistake on that corner and that's pretty much the entire lap ruined. And now it comes into turn 14, and look, there's a little kink here of turn 15. It's not really a corner, but it still officially counts as one. Through 16 then, and sprint towards the line, keeping it to the right for the fastest line. And he improves by just over a tenth, but doesn't move up as a result. His teammate is coming around the funnel now as well. Let's see, can he improve? He's running mode 0 there. I think he made a mistake on that lap, so he's gone again. Yeah, he's a second off his base. And so I think he backed out and started to go again. As the front runners start to come out of the pits again, we've got 10 minutes left of the session, and that's the end of that lap for Raggy. He'll be bringing this one back to the pits, I suspect, and changing onto some other tyres. It's not working for him today. I know he really dislikes that opening corners. Nevet is on a fly. He's just going down the back straight. DRS is wide open. No time set just yet on these mediums for him. As we come up to this tight 14, and we'll see a lot of action in that corner, that is for sure. It's such a long DRS straight. Particularly on these final laps of the races, if you can get past them, there's not a lot of chances they can of getting back past you before the line. Never cracking time then, P4 with a 32.9 on those mediums. Very similar pace to Texlave on the mediums. Actually, Texlave and Pavel very close on times, just 1,000th between those two, which is great to see. Let's have a little look further back. Beefs is on the mediums. He's just started his lap. No, sorry, he's just gone through turn 10. I'll point out the DRS detection point. It's just after this corner. It's just there, a little further back, further forward than I thought. But so obviously that will be useful in the race for those drivers looking to make overtakes. Stay behind the man through turn 11. No point going for a dive because you'll lose out in the long run down this huge straight. He's then on the brakes, very deep into the corner. He tried to turn in with a bit too much speed, locked up at the apex and missed it. And he will still complete his next. He hasn't done one unless that's an invalidation. DRS open. He's run out of ERS as per usual with most people, and a 33.1 then for him. P8 at the moment. Let's have a look towards the front. Kassan is facing the wrong way. He's obviously then had a spin at turn 4. Brownie is just up the road from him at the moment. Gone through turn 8 into 9. And then the kink at turn 10, no lifting, no braking turn 9, but hold your rear end. And Brownie will be looking to try and improve. He's actually down by a tenth already, so he really needs to nail this final section if he wants to improve his time. Got just less than 8 minutes of the session to go, so a long time to go. And just seeing Pavel improve his time. He's up to P4 then for the Ferrari man on those softs. And let's see, is Brownie going to continue? He's definitely backed out of this. You can tell by how slow he's approaching that corner. So the top two making a mess then of their second flying lap. They'll be bringing it back to the pits. Kassan's a little bit far back. Has he got any damage? He has. Look at that. He's made a mess of that car. He needs to get back to the pits. We've got 7 minutes left of the session. And he's going to be giving a tow then potentially to the cars behind. Right, so let's have a look further back. Let's see. Max has done a lap. He's cooling down. Beefs has done a lap as well. He'll be either cooling down or coming into the pits. And he's going for another one. So the Haas of Beefs looking to try and improve on the P9. He's just started another flying lap. 6.5 minutes left of the session. The front three all in the pits. Pavel is on his way into the pits. Just going down the back straight. Mark might be, I suspect he's coming to the pits as well. So let's stay on board with Beast, the only man I believe to be on the flying lap at this precise moment. And see what he can do. Can he improve on a P9? Or is he just going to say, that'll do, and come into the pits, put some softs on, try and mix with the big boys out front. 6 minutes left now. Hasn't got long to decide what he's going to do. It's a very long lap here. You've got to be leaving with about 2 minutes left of the session just to get your lap in, as Nevid has left the session. And that's not what you wanted to do. And Beast is running incredibly wide there. Did he invalidate? This is still in mode 5. You can't really tell at this point. He could just, I mean, you're trying to get back to the pits as soon as you can. And we'll see, will he be bringing it in? A few others going for out laps. Salazar is on a flying lap. He's just started it, going around turn 1 a lot of speed. He's carried into there. And he's been able to shave most of it off. He's just fighting that car towards the apex, gets it in there eventually. And coming off now through turn 4, coming up to 5, we'll see if he's up on his previous best so far. And he's up by 2 tenths, so that's a good first sector then from him. Let's see, Beast has started another lap. I don't know if he did improve, he's up to P9. So good lap in the end, despite that wide run. He's actually been able to improve on his time, didn't get invalidated. Double G also on a flying lap, he's on the hards. We've got a real mixture here. A few people running hards at this point in time. Hopefully Kai Bengini will change his tyres onto mediums or softs. Depends on how he's feeling. Neved's finally got back in the session just in the nick of time really. 4.5 minutes to go. It's getting towards the point of the car before the storm, but the track is actually still quite busy. As we just look at the best tyres for their best laps, top 4 softs, next 4 mediums, next 2 softs, then hard, soft, hard, hard. So a real mixture going on there. Salazar's coming towards the line now. Is he going to improve on his P11? Did it on the hards before. He's up then to P10. Half a second improvement. Is that going to be enough though? That's the question. He's still running in mode 5 as Rowe finally gets back in. He's even just in the nick of time as well. Let's have a look at Hobb currently down in P11. He's on the soft tyres, up by 1.1 seconds so far at the end of the first sector, so it's looking good from him. I shouldn't have said anything, should I? That's what I get for saying it's looking good. He's just lost the back end completely round turn 8. And I hope the hell he doesn't come back to find this commentary and realise that I just jinxed him. Let's have a look at TechSlave then, up in P6. He's on the soft as well. He's up by 8 tenths. Let's see if he can improve his time. And come up to the tight hairpin. So crucial to get that right. Final corner then for TechSlave. Is he going to improve? I'd be surprised if he doesn't. He's done a 32.993. He's done a 32.081. Improvement of 9 tenths. Puts him up to P3 at the moment. But has he gone a bit too early? Because we've still got 2 and a bit minutes left of this session. And you won't want to put another flying lap on those tyres, so I suspect he's on his way into the pits. Let's have a look at Pavel. He's just a little run wide there on the exit of 10. He's up by 6 tenths, just shy of 6 tenths at the end of sector 2. So he's going to look to find probably another 6 tenths really, if he wants a chance of starting near the front today. As Brandy and Castaner out on their out laps. Salazar has retired. He's realising he's not going to go any faster. Lots of people on the laps. Hobb is on, probably now on his flying lap. Whether or not that's a good idea or just stick with P11. Pemmo now coming towards the line. What's he going to do? It's a 31.878. And it's looking like it's going to be a Brownie Caston shootout for the top or the front of the grid. Let's have a look. Now, Raggy just gone through his least favourite corner. He's on the mediums, previously on the hards. He hasn't got much chance now. Up by 4 tenths, so that's a good start to this lap. These are his least favourite corners, the 7 and 8. It's just the high speed you need to carry through there. You just seem to lose a little bit through the middle. And now through turn 10, let's see. This car's weaving all over the place. Hopefully that car stops doing that just as it gets to him, and does. Rose left the session. Pavel and Mark have retired from the session, so they will not be going any faster now. Let's have a quick look. Where is Hobb? He's in the pits. Hobb will not be improving on P11. 3 people behind him. The pit lane's quite busy. Let's see, where can Reggie get up? Where's his teammates? Teammates just gone through turn 11. As Reggie comes through the final corner. Oh, he's messed that one up big time. Did he get invalidated? No, he has improved. It's only P12. But how much of that mistake in the final corner cost him? Kai Bencini is coming down the straight. I assume Reggie is gonna. He's got another chance. It's not over yet for Reggie. Kai will not get another chance. This is it for him. Where is he going to put it? Brownie is still your pole sitter. He has done a lap. Casson hasn't done his lap yet. Let's actually quickly see if I can get on board with Casson before he finishes his lap, see where he's ending up. Kai jumps up to P11. That's the wrong button. I hate it when that happens. He used to be able to jump to that. No. Right, let's try that again. Casson, there we go. Through the final corner. Straight towards the line now. What's he going to get? It's P1 by 2 tenths. And that is a mighty improvement. Brownie, P2 for him then. And invalidated lap cost him bigly. Let's have a look further back then. We've got 2 people still going for it. Max and Reggie. Both very much off the leader. Max has done his previous best on soft, so obviously backed out of his. Reggie coming up towards the final corners now. What has he got left in this locker? Final corner, can he improve? Can he make it into the top 10? P11, I mean, he's the best of the rest. Max coming towards the line. P6 then for Max. And he's got a decent starting place come the race. So let's have a quick rundown of those final positions. Casson taking the pole by 2 tenths. Mighty gap towards Pavel behind, who's 8 tenths off the pace of Casson. So it's looking like a 2-horse race out front. Texlo for P4, Rowe in 5th, Max in 6th, Neved 7th, Mark 8th, Beefs 9th, Double G running out your top 10. Just missing out Salzar in 11th, Reggie 12th, Kai Bencini 13th, and Hobb 14th. And Hammer Time, cheers to that donation, man. I know I don't normally talk to chat mid-stream, but thanks. As we're now in the race, it's looking a little overcast. I don't know if that means it's going to turn into rain. I kind of hope it does turn into rain, because it's going to make things really interesting, especially those fast S's. Being on the wrong tire at the wrong time could make that really quite interesting. So we're now just waiting for all those drivers to ready up, make those final adjustments to their setup, and we'll get this race underway. And it is very, very overcast. Let's have a go on board with our pole sitter Casson on this formation lap, and you can just see how dark those clouds look. I just wonder if it is going to turn into rain. Kind of hope it does, in all honesty, because it just makes things a little bit more fun sometimes. But we'll see. We don't, unfortunately for people in my position, we don't get to see the forecast. We rely on people giving us the forecast. It's a shame, really. I mean, it's something that Codemasters should really be working on. It's integral part of the entire game, really, if you ask me. But that's because I don't really drive, and when I do, I crash. So I spend most of my time in spectator mode, even when I'm not commentating. But anyway, so let me quickly open up this screen. Pavel is currently your Drivers' Championship leader on 28 points. Mark is in third, Casson in second. That's the wrong way around on their standings. Simply because Casson's won a race, so he gets positioned higher. They're both on 26 points. Brownie on 25, Beefs on 22, Raggy on 15, Nevid on 12, Buzzo and Leclerc on 10, and running out top 10 is Ferrari on 6. So with only a couple of those drivers are not here today, so we'll see some movement most likely, especially Casson and Brownie dominating this race so far. I suspect we'll see them 1 and 2 at the end of this race in the Drivers' Championship. Which way round? We'll find out. Anything can happen, and normally does. And if those weather clouds are anything to go by, we may well see some rain. And I do hope for a little bit of rain. Oh, Brownie got reset to the track, along with Pavel. So I wonder if they had a little nudge earlier on. That's why that's happened. As we're now just waiting for all the cars to take up their positions on the grid. Let's go on board with Hobbies right at the very back. Obviously starting from 14th. A quick look at tyres before we start. Top 5 softs. Double G on softs because that's what they qualified on next. Middle lot on mediums and everyone else on mediums. So no hards to start with. Is that the right tyre to be on? We're about to find out. So we have 5 red lights. They're off and we're off, and a jump start for Double G. That's not the best thing to do. And he's actually pulled over to the side and let everyone else through after that jump. And it's getting a little bit argy-bargy in the middle. 2 Ferraris going side by side. That's Rowe coming through on the inside of Pavel. Pavel's going to lose out then to the Haas if he's not careful. Front wings go flying. Vehicles go flying. The Williams is taking to doing a rallycross there by the looks of things. And Rowe is now back behind his teammates. Gone on board with Rowe as he's battling with Pavel. Now towards this hairpin, is he going to look to make a move down the inside? He had a look. Ooh, he's having another look. The Haas then of Max is there, just holding off Mark for now for P6. As Brownie is leading from Casson out front. It has been a switch. Good position gains there for Cobancini and Holt, both up 3, along with Salazar down a lot of places though. Beast and Double G, obviously with that jump start. That's why he's that far back. And let's have a quick... Oh, Rose run wide. Where is Max? He's not close enough to take advantage of that. He will have a look. Max lives up to the name of Max. For those who've watched F1 for a few years will remember Max Verstappen of old, where if there's a gap, he would take it, even if it was the wrong gap to do. And Rowe, he's really struggling with the rear end grip of that car. He was just drifting around turn 13. And we've got a little train forming. Rowe's almost just pulled over to the side there. He's still in 5th, but where's Max? Let's have a look. He's going to go trying around the outside. Williams, Salazar. Oh, that is a dive and a half. Salazar's made big contact there with the rear end of Rowe. And there's a bit of contact going on behind as well. And Salazar has some serious damage on the car and straight into the pits for him. As he's left the session as well. He's obviously not very happy with himself. As Mark is looking to make moves on Max. And nothing coming of it just yet. As we've got 3 pit stops happening. Let's just check, are these all for wings? I suspect they will be. Double G is... He's not... Oh, he's got his drive-through, sorry. So Beef's obviously with a wing change, but along with Salazar, Double G with the drive-through penalty, but currently race leading is Brownie. He's putting out a little lead. Obviously our times are a bit out at the moment. Tech Slave up there in P4 on the back of Pavel. I thought he was going to have a little snifter down the inside there. He's all over the back then of the Ferrari man. And is he going to look to try and make a move? No DRS just yet. Times are a little bit out as well to go with it. Mercedes boys are making ground behind. They've come up a fair few places. Kai's up to P4 and Raggy, his teammate, P10 in the points, crucially for them. Let's have a look at Mark. He's not close enough to Max this time around with Neved. Just a bit further off the back. And then there's a little gap back to Kai. Yellow in sector 3. Oh, that's Rose lost it. We saw him wobbling through that corner earlier, and he's just not got anything at the back end to hold himself on that fast corner. He's just binned it, and he's dropping down to P11, and he will not be a happy bunny in that car, that is for sure. And he's going to be struggling. Is he going to come into the pits and put some fresh tyres on? As the Delta's now starting to get updated. Mark is looking to make a move on Max, looking to go round the outside, then a turn one. Or is he trying? He's going to try this little switchback. It is there if you can get it, and it is there. He's tried it. Unfortunately, Max will have the inside line for the second part. And Neved, opportunistic, trying to come through as well. Just gets a little nudge onto the grass there. He can't find a way through just yet. And Mark is still on the back then of Max, as further behind Reggie and Kai Bencini going at it. 0.4 is the gap for those two. Team orders will be in play, I suspect. Those two will be in constant communications with each other, that's for sure. And so therefore we'll expect them to just say, look, get out of my way, I'm faster than you, or whatever they're going to do. He's got a ball with Neved. He just lost a little bit of time coming off that corner. And Mark will now be in a good place to attack the rear end of Max. Max is 3.4 seconds off the back then of TechSafe in P4. So we'll just get the tyres up. Mark's run very wide. Where is Neved? He's going to come back on right behind him. Much more speed than in the Alpha. And he's going to just drift on past. Mark can't do anything about it. He made a mess of that corner and lost the chance to attack Max and lost the position as a result. Although Neved's just running very wide and Mark's trying to come back through. Just can't find a way through. Casson has pitted after only 3 laps on those softs. Are they just completely cooked already? Or has he picked up a little bit of damage? Just stay on board with him quickly as he goes through the pit lane. I just want to see. No, it is a regulation pit stop. Let's go back up then to this battle now. What is now for P4. And I suspect it might be for P4 because Casson will be pissing again then. He's gone onto the mediums. That won't make it to the end of the race. So he'll be 2-stopping it. Brownie, I suspect, might be going for the 1-stopper. Based on the fact that Casson's already pitted, it means it's going to be quite hard. No softs not lasting as long as he would have hoped. And Neved is all over the back then of Max. These guys both on the medium tyres. As Raggy and Kai Bencini are close behind. And yeah, so battling out for P2 then, Pavel and TechSlave. Let's have a quick look at them. They are just coming into turn 11. So TechSlave needs to get a good drive off this. And he just looks a little bit out of shape there. And he's going to lose a bit of time as a result. And now he's starting to turn the wick up. He's going to get some DRS. He's got the slipstream. 0.4 is the gap as DRS has been enabled. TechSlave might look to make a move down the inside on Pavel. Pavel comes across to block him. A little bit of nudging going on. TechSlave's trying to go around the outside, but nothing he can do. Pavel just uses the entire track and no way through as Neved has got past Max as well behind. So Neved up to P4. Max is going to come here. Oh, he's just lost the back end off the corner. And fortunately for him, Mark's just not close enough to attack that mistake. So Max now in P5. Mark hanging on the back end of these two. Neved's run really wide. He brings back into the apex beautifully. And Mark will try and pressure Max as Neved tries to pull away from him. Further behind, Kai and Raggy are still going at it. Kai's got a rev limiter bug, so we won't watch much of him. As Raggy looks to make a move down the inside, just decides not to go for it. Rowe has pitted further back as well. He's not having a good day, as he's going to come out P14 and last. Let's have a look back up at Neved. Neved is... Oh, we've got a nice little train going on here. Neved's caught up to the back of TechSlave, who's dropped off the back of Pavel. He might just get DRS. It's right... No, he's not. He's not going to. He's going to allow Neved a chance to come past TechSlave. He's got a good drive off this corner. He's going to get DRS. TechSlave is going to get a bit of slipstream from Pavel in front, but no DRS then for TechSlave. DRS from Neved. Mark and Max swap places behind. Let's actually watch this to see if Max makes a dive. Pulls out in the braking zone, goes down the inside, but is he going to run too deep? He is just a bit. Mark and Max going alongside as they come up. Max has got the inside for this next corner. And they're both still side by side. Mark drops in behind. Gets the DRS as well as a result. And we'll try and make a move here. He's through on the inside, but Max is still there. He'll have the outside here, but then on the inside for the next part, Kesson goes fastest on those fresh mediums. Max holding off Mark for now. As Pavel and Texlave are both pitted during all this. Kind of missed that part, but they are in. Pavel going for hards, Texlave going for mediums, so Texlave looking to stop again. Pavel is going to try and make those hards last to the end of the race. Good luck to him is all I can say. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible, but I'm sure he'll be doing his best to try it. Further back, Reggie has got past Kai Bencini as they're still going to go at it. I don't think there's going to be team orders in play. I think they're just going to fight it out and let the driving on the track decide, not the team orders. Further back, Beast and Rowe are going at it. I think Rowe's just got past Beast looking. There wasn't even a gap there to try and make a move on, but he tried to do something. And nothing so far, and he's falling back a little bit then from the rear end of Rowe. As up front, Mark with that DRS once again. I don't think he's going to be close enough to Max to make a move. He's actually closed his DRS before he gets there. Just to shred a little bit of speed. And he'll get DRS here once again. Brownie is still out there in the lead. 6 laps on these softs. He's making them last. But is Mark going to make it past? No. He's not even going to try a cut back here because Max, they both enter the corner at the same point really. As Raggy and Kai Bencini swapping places again. They're going side by side. Raggy is still ahead of Kai. But all while they're battling, Hobb is starting to reel them both in. He's not that far behind now. Only 1.6 seconds off the back of these two. Is Kai going to make it? Oh, he's just lagged a little bit there. I thought he was going to go for a dive, but then lagged back and couldn't do anything about it. So he is still in 6th place. We're on lap 7 of 28 here today. And our eyes are firmly planted on a couple of battles starting to happen. As there's battling happening further back as well. Let's have a look at that. That's an AI of Salazar then, who has obviously left the session after his incidents earlier. So that's a pretty easy overtake then for Rowe. And Beast will make the same overtake in a moment. So it's not as close as it looks really, but talking it close, Mark and Max are going at it. Mark's going to pick up the slipstream. DRS, he's only in mode 2, he's not going full leather. Doesn't need to go full leather when he's made that overtake. What's Max going to do? He's going to be late on the brakes, claims that apex, and Mark just can't do anything about it. Mark will get another attempt though on this straight into the first corners. Both run quite wide there actually. Mark a little wider than Max, but gets that DRS open once again. And now he's going to try and make this cut back on Max. And he's just not able to find it this time around, so he'll be sat back in P4 for a bit. As Kai is sat back in P6 on the rear of his teammate still. And let's see where Beefs is. He's miles back from the rear end of Rowe, and he's actually going to miss out on DRS down the home straight. So Rowe's starting to pull away then. As we're going to go back up to this battle for currently P3. And Brownie is still out there on these softs. So I'm sure he's got a 10-second lead. It's starting to come down a little bit, but not too much room to worry about. Let's have a quick look at him, just see how he's getting on with these tyres. As he finally found a track that works for him. The new game has thrown up a few issues for him, but he's now starting to get things to click here today. It's just the only thing now to consider is, well, he can mostly make it to the end on hards, but is he going to try and push it to the mediums? Well, we're about to find out the answer to that then. I suspect he's going to put on a set of hards just to be comfortable, but you never know. He may fancy a two-stop. Neved will go through and take the race lead as Max and Mark are still battling out. You see, he's going for hards, then is Brownie. He's gone ball with Max and Mark. Mark's on the outside then of this corner, but if he can hang on, he's going to have the inside for the next corner. And is he going to make this move stick? They're still side by side as they come off, and it's still side by side. It's a terrible camera angle. All I can say is apologise for that. And it looks like Max is holding on then to P2. Mark is doing anything he can to get through. And he's just going to have to sit back for a little bit. Brownie came out comfortably ahead of Pavel. And even further ahead of Texlater. Brownie has made it work. He's come out only 2 seconds off the back of Carson. But Carson's going to be struggling with those tyres. He will have to pit again. That is for sure, whilst Brownie won't be expected to pit again. But then again, is Carson going to be able to pit onto a set of softs? We've just seen Brownie do 8 laps on his softs. Can Carson make it to lap 20 on his mediums? That's going to put on a fair few more laps. Mark has gone through now. What's Max going to do? He's actually just sat back in, just give him a little nudge actually, just to say, oi, let me back. But Mark now takes P2, let's go on board with Max. So both a bit uneasy on that last curve, just going a little bit too far over it and grounding out their cars just to have a little bit. Now Max is going to make a dive, is he? No. Just pressurising Mark, trying to make Mark make a mistake. Max isn't getting through there. Brownie has got past Hobb. And let's have a look further back actually. Let's look at Casson. Has caught up to the rear end of Kai Mancini, who's dropped off the back of his teammate. And so Brownie is only 1.8 seconds off the back of Casson. And will need to get up basically to the rear end, if not past him, before Casson pits, just to give himself as much advantage as possible. But Hobb's still there for a little bit. I don't think he'll be there for too long on the back of Brownie. Out front though, Neved is currently leading on lap 10 of 28, and that is a good drive off the corner for Casson. He's through on Kai Mancini, but it's not done yet, and now it is done really. Kai's going to get some DRS. Casson isn't going to get DRS. This is going to really benefit Kai. He might have a chance of coming back then. Slightly older tyres. He's just not got the drive that he would have wanted off the corner. And he does have the DRS. It's just going to help him move him up a little bit. Max picks up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Not sure what's happened there. Mark is through on him. Did Max give the corner a big cut? I suspect he might have done. He's looking to make moves back then at Mark. He's not going to find a way through this time, as he is now back down in P3. Mark is holding on to P2 for now, and Max picked up penalties on the last lap, so that's going to be good news for Mark, bad news for Max. And all while these guys are battling, Reggie is still hanging on to the back of them, 3.6 seconds off the back. Caster's going to make short work of him though. As he goes round the outside of turn 6, Reg is still holding on to his place, determined not to give it up as we come up to these S's. Casson on the inside of the first one, Reg on the outside, but Casson will have the outside on the next one, but just unable to make anything of it. And all of this is doing is bringing Brownie a little bit closer. Brownie does have to get past Kai though. That's his first blockade. But battling is not going to be helping Casson's tyres. The last thing he wants is to be stuck in traffic wearing off these tyres. He needs to get past everyone as quickly as possible. Let's have a look up at Max. He's got that DRS. Mark is going defensive as much as he can. Which way is Max going to go? He's going to have to go down the inside. Brakes late. Guess it's the apex, and Mark will go back ahead. As Max tries to go around the outside, he's just losing that back end. A little bit of grip lost there for him. He does have DRS, but he lost a bit of time on that corner. And now he's going to try and make anything. He's not going to make any overtakes, that's for sure. As Casson gets past Reggie through turn 1. Brownie is ahead of Kai. And Reggie's trying to come back at Casson here. Oh, a little bit of contact. He's held it. Not too much to worry about. Kai hasn't held it. He's had a little spin. Hobbs got past him. Where's Pavel? Pavel is close but not close enough. That sounds like a lovely rev limiter bug issue for him there then. So let's go back up to Brownie, who is on the rear of Reggie. As out front, Neville is still leading. He's got 7.5 second lead from Mark, who's still battling with Max on lap 12 of 28. So a long way to go. Just wondering now, when are these medium tyres going to come in for their pit stop? They're going to obviously go onto the hards, so I suspect they'll be pitting the next few laps. Brownie's going to try and go around the outside, then a turn 13. Has he made it? No, he hasn't, because Reggie just had a bit more speed on the inside. But now Brownie has hooked it up. He's going to get some DRS, but he doesn't really need it. He's streaming past Reggie. Reggie swaps into the slipstream to try and help himself forward a little bit. As Brownie just messes up the corner. Not the first time I've seen that from him in this game. He's still ahead of Reggie. It's close though, as Mark has come into the pits along with Neved. So Max is your new race leader for now. Just wondering if Mark can extend the lead here over Max. Max will have some free air, but some old tyres. As Kai Machine also pits then. So let's have a look at Casson. Let's see how he's getting on. These mediums are starting to pit to lap 12. So based on that, I mean, Casson might get away with another 3 or 4 laps. Not going to be close enough to be putting softs on. He's going to have to go to another set of mediums. Probably not what he would have wanted to do, but that's what he's going to have to do. But I don't think he's going to make these tyres last until lap 20. That's another 7 laps. But you never know. You never know. Right, we're a little bit quiet on the track at the moment. Nearest gaps are Raggy to Brownie, but Brownie will be starting to pull away. Start ball with Casson as he's trying to close in on the back of Max. I suspect Raggy and Hob will be pissing this lap. Max may also come in and we'll be unleashing Casson then to the world. Let's see, Max's green light is on, which means he's in the pit window and he's in the pit lane. So Casson goes through to take the lead. Max gets it slowed down just the nick of time for the line. He does have some penalties. I think the 5 second might be applied here actually. We'll see. Yep, so he's going to have his 5 second penalty now for his corner cutting at the hairpin earlier on. He served that and he's going to come out very far down the order. As Hobbs also in. Raggy's staying out for a little bit. Where's Ray Rowe's going to come through on Max as well. So that 5 second penalty is going to be big. And he's got a lot of work to do then from P8. With only Raggy still to pit. Raggy and Casson still to pit. And Casson will come out ahead of him when he does, I suspect. Beast actually will be pitting again. He's down there battling with Hob. Hob's just come out of the pits and they are side by side. Beast's going to have a look down the inside on these old hards. He has to think about it, just can't do anything with it. And he's going to sit back, and I think Hob might start pulling away from him now. Hob, obviously, hard tyres are going to take a lap or so to warm up to a proper temperature. But at the same time, Beast tyres are rather old, so won't have that much grip. And as you can see, not a lot of grip on those tyres. It's looking like Hob will start pulling away soon. He's attacking, that's for sure. Double GI and Calamagini are close behind. 5 seconds back from these guys, but half a second between each other. Double G on old mediums, and Kai's on fresh hard, so Kai should be able to pull away from Double G. And Double G, who had a drive-through penalty for a jump start at the beginning of the race, not the best way to start it, that's for sure. And let's have a quick look at them. Double G in the DRS, close out the back of Kai. Ooh. Nearly going into the back end of Kai. Just avoiding the back end of the Mercedes man, that's for sure. So, we started with 14 drivers, we're kind of down to 13. Salazar isn't actually there, he's an AI after he had a few issues on the opening lap. And he left the session as a result. Beef's still on the back of Hob. 0.8 there, less than 0.7 now, so that's good. For Beast, he's still holding on to Hob. As Hob's tyres are starting to be coming into their operating temperatures, he should start putting away. Max is 1.1 off the back end of Row, so that gap should be coming down as well as it increases at that point on looks. But we're starting ball with Double G as he's looking to make moves on Kai. It's old, softer tyres versus hard, newer tyres. It's an interesting battle to watch. Right, he's really going for a long stint here. Obviously not liking the hard tyres, wants to do as many laps as he can on the mediums. Is that going to backfire for him? We're going to find out. And this looks like it could be an easy overtake then for Double G. He's going to have slipstream, he's going to have DRS. He's already got that slipstream. DRS is coming open about now. And I think we might see an easy overtake here for Double G. And we do. Yellow in sector 1. Who's caused that? Not sure. Is that Pavel? That looks like Pavel off track. Beast, and he's retired. He's obviously not happy. Something's gone wrong there for Pavel. And he is out of this race. Our first actual retirement. He's got some front wing damage on that car. Did he have a collision or did he just make a big mistake and go into the wall? Not entirely sure. Pavel is out of this race. So let's have a look back at Beast and Hob. Beast and Hob going at it. Coming up to turn 6. Beast going to try and go around the outside. And the crowd are applauding it. And it's not quite done just yet though. Beast will have the inside here and makes that move stick. But he just doesn't have the grip around these corners. Hobbs tries to come back at him. Hobbs got a lot of grip. Beast hasn't got much. And he's nearly got a little less front wing after that coming together. But Beast has made that overtake stick on Hob for now. Meanwhile up front, Neved and Raggy, little coming together. Casson is in the pits. Is Raggy coming into the pits? No, Raggy's still going. Is he feeling a medium soft tactic here? If he is, it's crazy. Casson then having his pit stop. He's going to come out well down the order, but on fresh medium tyres. Where is he going to come out? He's going to come out behind Mark. He's going to come out behind Rowe, is he? Nope. He's coming out right at the rear end of Mark. As Max gets past Rowe, side by side through turn 1 and 2. As Max has the inside though for turn 3 and makes that move. Up to P6 he goes. He's still hanging on to the rear end of Neved for now, but these tyres are going to be giving him absolute agony. And just wondering, when is he going to feel like throwing this one into the pits? And more importantly, where is he going to come out? And what's he going to come out on, really? He's gone so long on these mediums that to put hards on now will not be the best move. And there's a yellow in sector 2, and that's Rowe in the barrier after bashing with Max Thorne. I'll let the judges decide that one. I didn't see it, but obviously I can immediately assume. But I don't know, so I shouldn't really. Casson on the rear mark. And Rowe has retired, so double retirement for Ferrari. As Casson streams past Mark, up to P4 he goes. Mark will not be coming back down the inside, that's for sure. He's just too far back at this stage. And so Carson now can set his sights on Reggie. 6.5 seconds upfield, and that gap is going to come down like there is no tomorrow. Reggie is going to be, well, he's going to be on the absolute edge now. These tyres are going to be so painful for him. He's going to have to be so careful accelerating out of corners. He doesn't want to put his foot down too hard, or he'll see his back end. It's the S's that I'm going to worry about for Raggy, because you need grip through those corners, and he's not going to have that much grip. Yes, he's now 5.2, 5.1 ahead of Caston. With only 11 runners left, then he's almost guaranteed to get points, as long as he keeps the facing the right way. Right then, so Mark is 1.8 off the back of Caston. Caston's gone. Further back though, Hobbs and Beef are coming close together. 1.7 is the gap there. So let's have a quick look at that one. Is he going to be able to close up? We've got 10 laps to go. Now I think Raggy is going to go for the softs, I reckon, any moment now. Is he coming in this lap? Is this the lap? No, it's not. He's still going. This man is crazy. The softs on Brownlee's car did 10 laps. The softs on Raggy's car with less fuel should also do 10 laps. So he'll come in, I reckon. He's got to come in any moment. We'll see how he gets on. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he goes for. Beast has come in after 16 laps on his. Again, he's now 17 laps, as Royo has left the session after his incident. But Beast will get some fresh mediums, interesting enough. He could have gone for softs from this point. But let's have a look up at Casson. He's the fastest man on track at the moment. So he'll be pushing the rear end of Raggy. As the gap is now less than 1 second, so Raggy will lose a place this lap, I reckon. This won't be. I don't think he's going to battle this one too hard. The gap is now less than 0.7. Caston's just going to have so much more grip through this corner, and look at that. He was the second as they came round turn 11, and he's already on the back end. And DRS is open. He's going to come streaming through. Raggy can't do anything about this. And Caston then up to P3. And 5.8 seconds is the gap between Caston and Eved. I think Brownie's going to be a bit out of reach, but Brownie's tyres are going to get quite old. Raggy is still going. Has anyone told him he needs to pit at some point in this race? He's still going. He's doing 20 laps on these sets of mediums. Starting to see a little bit of blistering on that left inside, sort of right in the middle of that left front tyre. You can see a little bit of just degradation. There, you can just see little sort of bumpy bits in the middle. I just wonder if he's going to get a puncture before he gets the chance to pit. I believe his race engineer today is Beaker, and Beaker's known for running his tyres to the absolute limit and getting punches at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see, is Beaker pushing these tyres to the very edge. Raggy is just dropping back now. Let's have a look. He's gonna come out. He's gonna come out P6, that's for sure, because the gap back to Hob is quite sizable right now. It's 28 seconds, give or take. So he'll come out ahead of him, and we're just wondering if he's got enough laps to close up and make moves on Max then in P6. Is this the lap then for Raggy? Is he going to finally come in? Or are we expecting rain to suddenly fall, and that's why he's making this last? We don't know. We just don't know. It's just interesting to see someone going for so long on a set of mediums that aren't supposed to do this long. People came in after 12 laps on them. He's finally pitting in. We are. Well, he's about to start lap 21, so he's done 20 laps on these tyres. Don't get a penalty now, Rex. There you go. And they are softs. Those pit crew have softs, obviously. You wouldn't have gone this long and put hards on, that's for sure. So where is he coming out? Hobbs just coming around the hairpin. So Raggy will come out ahead of him. And he is going to be trying to set fastest lap after fastest lap. Oh, but he's also trying to close down the back end of Hobbs. 2.9, 3 seconds is the gap there. Raggy has come out. He's 15 seconds off the back of Max. We're on lap 21 and 28. 7 laps, 15 seconds. It's completely possible. Fresh tyres in race trim are probably be about 1.2 to 1. In qualifying trim are 1.2 to 1.4 different. This is race trim with fresh softs versus worn hards. So we'll see. We'll get a good idea of how much Raggy is closing down at the end of the next lap, because we can see. But it's 14.9 here. And Casson is starting to make gains on Neved up front. He's trying to get that second step on the podium back. It's the corners like this for Raggy that he's going to claim a little bit of time every single... Well, he should gain a fair bit of time every time he does that corner, just by the fact he's got so much more grip. As he's now 14.7 seconds back. So Max is lapping at 1:36. We won't get a good idea of Raggy's lap because obviously he's in the pit lane. So we'll find out next time around, but he's gained half a second in one sector. Let's have a quick look up at P3. That is Casson. Just less than 2 seconds off the back now of Neved. Fresher tyres, softer tyres is going to be crucial. Neved has just got to hold on now. And it's going to be hard for Neved. 1.7 seconds of the gap now between second and third. Neved is 6 seconds on the back of Browning, and Casson's just lost the back end. And has he just lost second place? He might lose a place to Mark. It's going to be close. Mark's going to have so much more speed, but I think Casson's going to be up to speed by the time. But that is P2 gone then for Casson, and he's going to have a little bit of dust on those tyres, a little bit of extra heat as well. So he's going to take a few corners just to restore that temperature, but Mark is only 3.2 seconds back. But if Casson's making those mistakes now, will he make more mistakes as the race goes on? And we're on 23 of 28. Let's have a look. Raggy is coming up to the last few corners. Let's see. Max did a 37.8 on his last lap. Is Raggy going to set the fastest lap? And this is looking beastly. So it's 1.6 seconds faster than Max. Not enough. He needs to up his game. With 5 laps to go, he needs to be gaining over 2 seconds a lap now. Raggy needs to put in qualifying pace to the end of the race. I'm not sure if he's going to have the ability. He's definitely got P6. Max has served his 3-second penalty. He might have another 3-second penalty. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's just say for now that he doesn't. As yellow in sector 2. That's where we are at the moment. And it's coming up here actually. Who's spun? Is that a Max Thorn that spun? That is a Max Thorn that has spun. Max has succumbed to pressure from the Ragster. And Raggy can now smell the rear end of that Haas. And those tyres on Max's car are going to be just a little bit warm. And Raggy will be hunting him down. His eyes wide open now on the Mercedes driver. Beefs with a 3-second penalty back there in 10th. If he gets any more, that might cost him points. But the gap now between Raggy and Max is about a second. Max did a 1:47 and Raggy did a 1:35.8. If he's going to go after the fast lap, it's a 34.7. Raggy needs to find a second on softer tyres. And Max is locking up left, right and centre now. And Raggy has the gap down to under a second. Further back though, Kai is just outside the DRS of Hobb. 1.1 is the gap back there. And how long before Raggy makes his move? I suspect we're going to see a lovely overtake down the back straight, down towards the hairpin. Unless Max bins it again here. He doesn't bin it this time around. So Raggy is right there in the DRS. Half a second is the gap now. And that Mercedes is looking quick. And the Haas is looking like a bait. 0.6 is the gap off the corner. Not the best corner there for Raggy. He should get up to the rear end of Max. Is he going to make a move though? We'll find out in a moment. He's getting mighty close. He's going to try and send one round the outside. Max is defending the middle of the track. And Raggy just can't get anything. A little bit of wobble coming off the corner. Got the inside then here. And lets Max through. He knows that he's got plenty of time to make the move. Kai is right then on the back of Hobb. And be looking to get this pace and get Mercedes some more points. Let's quickly look up at Rag. And Max back end is stepping out on him. Nearly coming across to collect Raggy. But no change just yet. Max holding on to P5. Raggy P6 for now. As we're on lap 25 for 28. Oh, Raggy's just got to be careful because he's going to be able to brake so much later than the man in front, who's on old hard tyres. Raggy's just got to be very careful. Max is known for being wild and unpredictable. And that's the last thing Raggy wants now, is a wild and unpredictable Max. Kai Mancini will be looking for a nice bit of wild and unpredictable to try and find his way past Hobb. Slightly older tyres then on that Mercedes compared to the McLaren in front of him. But our eyes are firmly fixed up here. Tech Slave is actually closing in a little bit on Kai as Kai stopped being blocked or held up by Hobb. And Raggy is 0.5, 0.4 now off the back of Max. Max is doing his best to break the DRS. Raggy's going to try and go around the outside. Terrible camera angle once again, and just unable to get it this time. Is he going to have a look down the inside here? He lets Max back through. He knows what type of driver Max is. And he gets a beastly drive then off the final as a result. Through he goes to P5, and Max is going to have nothing to respond with now. He's just trying to hold his car in the right place. ERS usage is about the same, Max is about 10% lower. But Raggy then up to P5, and we're going to go back to the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th, and what could be battle for 10th as well, although Beast does have that 3-second penalty. Oh, and Kai, a little bit of wobble there through turn 2 into 3. He has Tech Slave in the Alpha all over the back ends. A few lap older tyres then on the Alpha compared to the Mercedes. Is Tech Slave going to make a move down the inside? No, he's going to hold back for now. I thought he was going to go, but Kai makes a little mistake on the exit. Tech Slave is going to get a good run. Is he going to try and go around the outside of 7? No. Kai just comes over and blocks him. Beast has now closed up to less than a second behind this. And we have a real battle starting to develop then for 7th, 8th, 9th and sort of 10th. Beef's obviously with 3-second penalty shouldn't be too much of an issue for these guys, as Beast is right there on the back of Tech Slave. Obviously there's no point giving up just because you got a penalty. Keep battling because the guys in front of you can get a penalty as well. There's yellow in sector 2. Is that a double G having a little spin? That is. Let's go back up though to this battle. Let's just have a quick look up front. Max is still behind Reggie. DRS is wide open though for the Haas driver. It's so hard to pick a fight to watch. Let's watch this quickly. Max goes round the outside, but as he carried too much speed, Reggie is back there. Max turns into him a little bit, but Reggie is back up into P5 as Kai and TechSlave are going at TechSlave getting past Kai. Beast dropping him back a little bit, and Kai now unfortunately going from attacking on Hob to now attacking on TechSlave as he's dropped back to P9. Beast picks up another penalty, so that is him all but guaranteed, I reckon, now to be P10. Now TechSlave is looking hot. His tyres might be hot, but he is looking like he wants to get a bit of this. And he's just got to work that car into a position where he can make a move. Let's have a look further up. Max is on the rear of Raggy. Loses the back end there as we go through turn 12 and 13. He's now going to get some DRS. We're on lap 27 still. The Brownie, our racer there, has started his final lap. I'm just going to say Max's right tyre looks a little bit worn. He switches the inside. Late on the brakes. Has he slowed it down enough? He has. But is that what Reggie kind of wants? Oh, he's just overdriven off that corner. As that just lost him 5th place. It may well have done. Let's have a look further back. TechSlave is trying to make moves on Hob. This is for 7th. TechSlave is going to try and go around the outside. Kai's lost a place, the Beast. There's not too much to worry about for him. But Hob and TechSlave coming a little bit together, wheel to wheel there. As TechSlave will now sit back, have another go. What has he got left now? Is he going to try? He is. It almost looks like Hob just led him through. TechSlave is in 7th now, and Hob has no answer whatsoever. He just got to hope TechSlave makes a little mistake here, which he's not going to do. And it's looking like that's going to be that for now. Let's have a look up here now. Reggie and Max still close. Max getting a little bit twitchy. These softs are starting to feel a bit for Reggie, I reckon. But our race leader is coming around the final corner to take home the Chinese Grand Prix. Relatively easy win for Brownie in the end. Strategy worked beautifully. Neved in 2nd. Reggie and Max still going at it. 0.68 is the gap as they come off turn 13. What have they got left now? They're both running mode 4. Reggie's going to get some DRS. Max looks like he's defending the inside line here. Is Reggie going to make a move? He just can't. This time he's trying around the outside. He's not going to back out this time, that is for sure. He's backed out the other few times around this corner with Max. Wheel to wheel. And Reggie spun it. And that's unfortunate. That was just a pure racing incident. That was just wheel to wheel. He will finish ahead of TechSlave because TechSlave's so far back. But unfortunately for Reggie, he does come home P6. Max taking P4. Battle still going on behind Hob and Beast. Beast will get hit with over the 6-second penalty. So a full back. But, oh, he'll definitely fall back when he does that off the final corner. So TechSlave 7th, Hob 8th, Kai 9th. Beefs eventually will be coming home P10. And Double G just missing out on the points, unfortunately for him. Down there in P11. And it's just bad luck though for him today. It's just not worked out. And there we go. All the action today was kind of in the midfield. We had a little bit of battling out front after the first few pit stops happened for the front runners. But that fell towards the back at the end. Or towards the middle, should we say, sorry. And there you go. So Brownie taking home the win by just shy of 1.5 seconds from Neved. Gaston in 3rd. He had a spin whilst trying to charge after Neved. If he hadn't had that, we could have had a good battle for 2nd and 3rd. Potentially, if Gaston hadn't managed to get past Neved Arsenelli, could have had a battle for 1st. I think it might be a little too far for him at the end of the day. Mark in 4th, followed by Max, Reggie, TechSlave, Hob, Kai Benjini, and Beast running out your top 10. Just missing out, as I said, Double G and Salzar was a AI, so nothing of him. Rowe then in 13th, followed by his teammates in 14th, both DNFing then for the Ferrari boys. And there we go. So, thanks for everyone being here. Next week, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to make it. I've got things going on that day. I will try my best. If not, I will sure you'll find out where it's happening. That'll be in Azerbaijan as well, so that's a really annoying one for me to miss because I like Azerbaijan. It's a fun track to watch people crash on. I mean, drive on. So yeah, thanks for everyone being here. I shall see you guys next week, possibly.